but we don't stick to things and we don't do things on automation whenever it is not part of our identity. Your old identity cannot come with you into 2023 if you want to quantum leap and level up and create a whole new life experience. Hi, I'm Farrell and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I always forget to introduce myself. So in this channel, or on this channel, we talk about feminine energy, leveling up our life, completely transforming our identities so that we can experience different, we can experience more. We can change our reality and create it in the process. This is all about breaking out of our triggers, out of the limiting beliefs that are holding us back and doing the inner work to truly get to the next level. All right, so let's talk about recreating yourself for 2023. I wanted to post this video earlier in the month because I want us to get a head start on the inner work. Whenever we start to set those goals and habits and these things for 2023 on January 1st, I find that whenever I do that, it can be a bit impulsive. It's not something that like my soul truly wants. It's like, let's just set these goals for the sake of productivity and do these things because I said I want to do these things, and it just turns out bad. So what I want you to do, wherever you want to get to or whatever the next level is for you, I want you to completely recreate your identity for this. Now, I know I've talked a lot about this, but whenever we are wanting to go through like such a huge change, right? Like we're not trying to change one habit. We're not trying to change one behavior. We're not trying to stop this one thing. We are completely recreating ourselves for a totally different life experience. And most of the time, 99.9% of the time, what I see happen with myself in the past, with other people, is that the goals that are set on New Year's Eve or New Year's, they're always these behaviors or habits or situations or incomes that your quantum self would have. And when that doesn't align with your current identity, it doesn't even make sense. You're confused in the mental aspect of things. You're like, well, I don't even know how I'm gonna get there. You tell yourself that you're going to stick to it, but we don't stick to things and we don't do things on automation whenever it is not part of our identity. So we can tell ourselves that we're gonna go work out every single day of the week, but if we haven't changed our identity into the person who is already fit, already at our goal, and having that specific goal in mind, because we can say that we want to be fit, we can say that we want, we want to be successful, we want to be rich or whatever, but like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean to you? For some people, that might be private jet, penthouse, but to someone else, successful could just mean financially free. They can live off of their investments, they can live off of the money they have and they never have to work again, and that might not even be a luxurious lifestyle. So success means totally different things to different people. So just setting these vague goals of, I want to be successful this year, or I want to be fit, well, you need to know exactly what that means and then be willing to shed the identity that you currently have, because the identity you currently have does not align with your goals. It is not that person. Imagine trying to bring the person that you are right now into the actual reality of your quantum self. It's just gonna clash. You're gonna be like, what the hell am I doing here? And so what has to happen is a complete deconstruction and actually a destruction of your current identity. And I actually find this to be a little, it feels kind of nostalgic. It feels like there are parts of me that they served me up until this point. They kept me safe, they kept me protected, but unfortunately they have to go. They don't belong in the new space, in the new identity. They don't belong in that reality. And so being willing to do the inner work to shed that and to create the new one, and completely rewiring and calibrating your nervous system into being able to actually receive that into your life and handle that when it comes to you, is the other half of things. Because while we can change our identity, if our nervous system does not feel safe in that identity, we will always reject it or sabotage it or find some way to go back to the old one. And so being really real with yourself about, is my nervous system, or call it energetic container, is it ready for that? Because we have boundaries on these that are our current comfort zone. That's what the comfort zone is. Because once we get outside of it, think about doing something that's outside of your comfort zone. You're gonna feel a bit anxious. You're gonna feel like, okay, like I'm here, but I just really want to go home. I don't want to be here right now. And so imagine being in that scenario where you are outside of your comfort zone, but your nervous system is relaxed. You're not going to have the social anxiety. You're not going to have the whatever anxieties associated with it or whatever feelings of self-sabotage. Let me get back to my comfort zone, because you have already aligned and calibrated your nervous system to be okay sitting there. And once you receive that income or that body, once you get it, you're not going to go eat a bunch of bad food and then sabotage it, because you're like, yeah, I've already had this identity in my mind and in my nervous system for a month now, 2 months now, 3 months now. So once I get there, I know that that's my new reality. That's my new identity. And I'm going to maintain it, not sabotage it. Or whenever you get to a certain amount of income, whatever your money stories are, you're not going to just go spend all of it so that you actually have no profit, right? So this is important in every aspect, in relationships, in business, with money, with fitness, with everything. That's why the inner work is so key. It's so key. I know I say this in every video, but I know from experience that especially for feminine beings, for women, the hard work is not the hustle and the grind. That's like the long route. That's taking 20 years to do something, whenever you can do the inner work and totally cut that time in more than half, into a fourth of that. Because aligning your nervous system is key. So reinventing yourself for 2023 is going to require the inner work. You actually have to dive into it no matter how much you're avoiding it, because usually what you are scared of diving in on is what you need the most inner work on. What you need to get over those triggers, get over the trauma, or I shouldn't say get over, but work through the trauma, release it. Make sure that it is no longer a part of our story that is going to contribute to limiting beliefs stopping us in 2023. There's no more room for that. We're done. Bye. Like, that's just no longer part of it. Part of your new identity in the quantum version of yourself is not available for that. So when you start to behave like that and be that and align your nervous system with that, the sooner you do it, I'm going to talk on sort of a timeline here, but the more that you can make that progress and close that gap between where you are currently and the quantum version of yourself, you will get there so much faster. If you are brand new to inner work and you want to start and you're like, I have no clue where to start, but I know I have a lot of triggers and a lot of stuff I need to heal before I really dive into anything deeper than this, then check out my Quantum Queen initiation below. The Feminine Foundation is also a really, really great place to start if you're like solely focused on your feminine energy. But I appreciate you joining me in this video, and I will see you in the next one.